God, Hey, Shin, Vav, Hey, you are welcome in this space. And I pray for a flow, for a message to be used as a conduit. I give thanksgiving for my soul tribe, and I seek Mother Wisdom. And I pull the Spirit in. I give thanksgiving. Fear, you are not welcome in my house, so push you out. Anxiety, you are not welcome in my house, I push you out. Divide, you are not welcome in my house, I push you out. Rage, you are not welcome in my house, I push you out. Jealousy, you are not welcome in my house, I push you out. And I loose love, joy, peace, the oil. I trim my wick. I breathe in a new fire, a new spark for the candle in my belly, my solar plexus. And I give thanksgiving. Pat it in if you need to. Good morning. Pat it in. Shift the energy around. You are the temple stone. Breathe in a fresh new day. Shift your energy field. And then be expectant. Be expectant for a message. Doesn't necessarily have to come from me. It comes from... Good night. Thanks for joining, Carl. Yeah, a message could come any single way. It could be a knowing in your spirit. It could be something you read. It could be a song you hear. But we're just setting an energetic field that you might receive a message for today or for this evening, wherever you are in the world. Tent pegs expanded. We give thanksgiving. We call who's meant to be here. I've got a little playlist made up. Let me see how it goes. Working heart to crown chakras today. Just give me a if it's loud enough. This morning my intention is to specifically pull in wisdom. Wisdom comes from above. Thank you, Jackie. Good morning, Britt. Yeah, let's specifically pull in Mother Wisdom. It's feminine energy. Because in this season of awakening, we have a lot of knowledge, and knowledge isn't wisdom. In fact, knowledge without wisdom is incredibly destructive and dangerous. So I'd like you to visualize wisdom coming in through your crown chakra. You've got to pull it in. This is the gold. Your crown. Say, welcome wisdom in my once again, I go back to my symbol that I have here every day, just to remind you. There are no coincidences, none. Just so you know. Eyes open. So pull wisdom in. Wisdom is a gift. Wisdom looks for who's worthy of wisdom, and if no one's willing or no one's able to hold wisdom, wisdom goes back. I think wisdom is pretty confused in this season, waiting for some willing participants. There's lots of knowledge floating about. Here's the problem with awakening. You see the word wake in awake? It's a funeral word. And a lot of pride happens with waking. It's knowledge without wisdom. I could speak on this for years, but it seems to fall on deaf ears, so thank you for being here this morning. And so we're finding out secrets that were hidden. Some have known for quite a bit longer than others. It's not a competition. And in our grappling, we try to share the knowledge. But I'd like you to look inside your temple body and see, why am I sharing? This takes some raw honesty. I'm not saying this is you, but you know, the journey is a long one, and wisdom's waiting, hovering in heaven above to find somebody to land in, someone that's willing to combine knowledge and wisdom, because wisdom shares with love. Knowledge shared for the wrong reasons causes divide, fear, it forces against free will. How many can you see in a season of awakening such as now that are sharing because they want to be right, and they're impatient with anyone that cannot see it? And yet the scrolls say it's Yah's desire to close eyes. He calls it strong delusion. So if it's his desire to keep somebody asleep, who are you to try and wake them? Have you checked in with wisdom? Sometimes wisdom is silent. How can you know the difference? Yeah. See, this whole test is for us, those that have been awakened. Not everyone will awaken. It's the bride that awakens. Father's looking for rulers. I don't say that with ego, because a true ruler is a servant heart. And a servant heart won't want to separate, divide, or cut off, or run with pride. This is the test. passing the test. Matthew 24 says you'll all go back to sleep. Who's in control of the spells then, I ask you? I want to read something to you. Madda, M-A-D-D-A in Hebrew, means knowledge it comes from the root word yad. See the Yah's name in yad and ma, ocean, bitterness. Yeah, keep speaking about ma, we're in maritime law, right? It means cunning, unawares, ignorantly. This is the word for knowledge. Are we seated in that? You learn a lot from a word. If you hear a word from the Spirit, please research it. You think, oh, I don't hear God, and He's given you one word and you could feast on that one word for a year. Because it's so deep. It's so multifaceted. And if you're not a good steward with one word, why would He give you 3 or 4 or dialogue? That's not wisdom. It's a big test. Cunning, unawares, ignorantly sounds like an egregore to me. And here we are. It's getting worse, it's getting thicker because the virgins are awake. Revelation's rebuke is not to the world, it's to the bride. The ones that are woken. Can you park your ego energy to try and force feed people what you're seeing? That's not prophecy. It's not wisdom, in my humble opinion. Chokmah is wisdom. A God of divine attribute of energy. This purple fire I'm speaking of that comes at a higher vibratory state. From the skies, if you look it up in Hebrew, the parent root of Chokmah is heat. So that's how I know it's high vibrational. So wisdom's from above. You've got to pull wisdom in. Wisdom is the crowning, the shin. You pull wisdom in. You can't do that without reflection. Enoch put it this way, Enoch 6:11, look at those numbers, upside down 911. Then wisdom shall be given to the elect, all of whom shall live and not transgress by impiety or pride, but shall humble themselves, possessing prudence, and shall not repeat transgression. What's the root there that Enoch's telling us to rip out? It's a Leviathan energy. Waters below, belly, pride, ego. It manifests in the water because it's in your belly. Remember, water's conscious. And so, yeah, we're waking up. Some of us think that's wisdom. It's not. That's knowledge. And knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. That's how we got into this problem. The watchers have a whole lot more knowledge than you do. Next time you feel yourself prompted to share a video or to speak out of school or argue with a friend or family or foe, ask yourself, what's in my belly? Have I invited wisdom in? And check your ego at the door, because wisdom won't share the belly with pride. servant heart. Here's a little advice. This is why I don't put blatant awakening stuff on my page, because the Spirit said to me years ago, just hide it. Then you're working with free will. So those that want to look for it, they know it's in my stories. For God is free will, right? The Spirit uses free will. It's not my place to tell you how to roll, but if you're only digging into the dark stuff, then that's what you're meditating on. And I ask you, is that wisdom? Where's your counter? Powerful manifester. Are you manifesting for Ma? Mada is knowledge from Yad, the root word Yad. Cunning, unawares, ignorantly. This is the dark egregore. This is the web. In your cleverness, you think you're waking people up and you're making the darkness worse. Because you thinking you're clever is ego. Sorry for that. And we've all walked it. This is what Yah is stripping from us now. For wisdom says, I love you. Let me show you the way. People can't hear words anyway. My family can't hear me. I just love them. I've opened my mouth when I was in panic state, and I could see that they couldn't cognitively hear me. It was a different frequency. And so I decided to rule with my mouth shut. For actions speak, right? Do you ever remember what someone's told you, or do you remember how they made you feel? Currently in the separating of the sheep and the goats. I believe the naughty ones have already been judged in 2019, if what I'm hearing from the Spirit is accurate. And so now we're separating sheep from goats, the virgin brides. These are the ones that are awake. They need time to reveal their fruit. Is your fruit love, joy, peace? Or is it fear-mongering and divide, adding to the dark egregore of those that have been judged? Pour wisdom in. How are you going to rule without wisdom? And so has our awakening added to the darkness? I would hazard a guess, yes. Mada, cunning, unawares, ignorantly, programming the waters that are conscious with a whole lot of fear, a whole lot of ego, a whole lot of pride. Leviathans feasting like never before. Consciously go inward and ask yourself the difference between a sheep and a goat. It's serving the underdog, it's reaching out to the poor, just reaching out to those that don't see things the same way as you with a whole lot of love. Not as easy to do while we're locked up, but I think we can do it telepathically. So I thought this morning, let's go to some prisons, let's fly there together. Let's whisper in those locked up ears, we're praying for you, we love you. Our spirits are one. Let's fly to some orphanages together in our mind. Imagine this season, this is real fear. Let's ask Elohim to send us someone that we can serve today, for this is leadership. Not sending a video that's making them scared. Of course, if someone asks for that stuff, then by all means, but don't add to the egregore is all I'm saying. This is not wisdom. Pull Mother Wisdom in. Mother Wisdom needs an invite, but she won't come into a dirty house. This is why the awakened are still mourning. They're being separated and divided. Check your ego at the door. Ego's got to go. Be honest with yourself. Be raw. There is no pride in being awake unless you're carrying wisdom. Knowledge without wisdom creates an egregore of darkness. Cunning, unaware, ignorantly. Look it up in Hebrew. I'd like you to find the root of where pride got in, where ego got in. That'd be a good place to start. Make a declaration. Ego is not welcome in my house. Clear your cells, clear your organs, clear your bones, clear your belly region. Leviathan lives in the waters below. It's in your belly. Don't leave it empty. Pull love in. Pull wisdom in. about the lightning? So lightning actually brings healing to the pathways in your mind. Which extends into your nervous system, your tree. Picture the light activation going through every vein, every vessel. You see the words are maritime vessels? We need to step out of maritime. You're not a ship, you're a flying saucer. Today that the Spirit send you someone that you can help, somebody that you can encourage, somebody that you can lift up. Sometimes it's someone that's really annoying. That's the lesson. Do you love someone enough to look beyond their traumas? If not, stop serving, work on yourself. I'd like you to look at the words. Therapy spells the rapey. Stealing someone else's energy with your damaged auric field. Stop trying to share knowledge if you have not met Mother Wisdom yet. How will you know? How will you know if you've met Wisdom? She brings with her peace, a sweet fragrance of not having to be right and okay to keep your mouth shut. To serve those that you can't stand. That's when you know Mother Wisdom's in your house. You have to make her welcome by cleaning out ego. I love that, Brittany. Unbiased care. You have such a way with words, and you really do. It's beautiful. And hi, Baba. I made you a little blankie and a hat. I can't wait to give it to you. Ask the Spirit to send you someone to love on. Maybe there's no one in their circle to love them. Maybe they feel unlovable. If that's the energy they're putting out, they're going to try their best to push you away. Don't buy into that. Love them harder. Stop making it all about you. A true king loves everybody. A true queen serves them all. This is the test of your awakening. This is why Yah is tarrying and delaying. Don't buy into Leviathan energy. Leviathan is pride. It is I'm right. I've got the knowledge. You're wrong. Leviathan's the one that got us into this mess. Pride was cast from heaven. It's the water doesn't mix with the oil of above. The anointing is Mother Wisdom. The frankincense on your head. You've got to put the saltiness away, the bitter waters, the maritime. Yah's giving you maritime because you carry bitterness. You attract what you are. Own it. Confess. Call wisdom in. dove that landed on Jesus' head at baptism. This is the dove that came back to Noah. Wisdom has to live in you. If there's no tidy house, wisdom goes straight back up. Wisdom loves somebody even if they disagree with me. Wisdom isn't frustrated. Wisdom understands that you are wounded because I was wounded too. Choose wisdom. Let's pull wisdom in. Make a sovereign declaration. I confess that I haven't been wise. I want to be a wise virgin. Restoration of auric field. I pull wisdom in. I breathe in the smell of sweet frankincense that goes up with my prayers and comes back to me if my temple body's clean. And I give thanksgiving. I scoot out ego, pride, jealousy, manipulation, control. Leviathan can have his energies. It's going to be swallowed by the earth soon. Into the pit you go. I speak healing, integration for those that I find irritating, for they hold up a mirror to who I am that I haven't met yet, the shadow of me. I relinquish my shadow. I trim my wick. I pull the light into my belly. I look inward, not outward. And I give thanksgiving. I give thanksgiving for delay, as delay is patience, waiting for me to clean my house. Clean my house of pride energy. Clean my house of ego. Ego has to go. Ego's the disconnector where cells meant to be firing off of each other. Ego disconnects the flow of the electrical spark of spirit. Cut off, separate, divided, fear. Ego comes from a place of fear. Fear of being wrong, I surrender it. A bullying energy that wants others to see things the way I see them. Inversion. For the first will be last and the last will be first, and so I surrender all control, all manipulation that's rising up out of my belly, and I lay it on the altar and I give thanksgiving. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Pull in wisdom. Being awake is not helping anyone if you're not using wisdom, and wisdom's often silent. It's ego that wants people to see things your way, and this is why Yah is stalling. Remember, all of the virgins went back to sleep. That includes you. And we've gotten into a mess in this world with having knowledge but no wisdom, because knowledge running with ego, knowledge running with pride energy, Leviathan energy, is not wisdom. It is not all-inclusive. You may as well go back to your pens of religious teachings and governmental control. Remember, everything in the system mirrors what's inside our bellies. So I'll reiterate one more time before I say farewell. Mara means knowledge. See the word ma, bitterness in it for maritime, ocean, pit. It means cunning, unawares, ignorantly. Egregore. You have knowledge and you're sharing it at this time thinking you're awake, and awake is a mourning word. You have awake at a funeral. Wake up and die to self. That's what the awakening's about. It's not about waking others. It's about dying to self. It's about having a funeral for the old you. That's the new creation. We need to seek chokma, wisdom, divine God energy, an attribute coming from the skies. Parent root of chokma is heat, high vibrational frequency. Pull wisdom in. Pull wisdom in, and then you might be able to share something that makes a difference to somebody, and you might not care if they don't agree with you, for that is love. Be all-inclusive. Yah's working out who's going to rule. Let it be you. Let it be you. Learn the lesson quickly. Thank you, guys. Ground on the grass now. Drink some blessed water. Do your own prayers and meditations. Yesterday I showed you how to put your head down so that you pull the light into your pineal gland. This is it's a trap, but it's God's test. You know, we blame the enemy for everything, and it's actually God testing your heart. Yeah, we are fallen angels in our own way, and He's working out who lives where, in which realm you'll go to. Awesome. Yeah, surrender sharing stuff, because you're not helping, you're creating the dark egregore. Morning, Kristen. You just missed my big blurb. I would love you to hear it. Maybe I have to reiterate a little bit. I'll package it one more time. If you guys want to jump off, that's fine, bless you. But I feel this is a very important message. So we are in the time of maritime law, right? Which was a punishment for our bitterness. Yeah? Mary means bitter. Ma, ocean, pit. That's why Leviathan lives in the pit. Ha-Satan is cut off in the pit. Separated from God. Fear. No love, no light in the pit. Right? So we are sharing in an awakening. Awakening, look, we've got spelling. If you can look at words, root words, you'll understand a lot about spelling. The whole point for the awakening of the virgins is to see who rules. The rebuke and revelation is for the 7 churches. It's for those that are awakened. It's not for the rest. And so we are being given a test to see who will rule in love and wisdom. And if you don't, you'll be separated. That's the sheep and goat stuff. What's the difference? Same farmer, same food. One's eating for their own self, which is ego, and one's eating to share with love energy, which is the oil in the lamp. If you break down what oil is in the lamp, it's love, joy, peace. It's these energies from heart to crown chakra. Wisdom's up here, way up, way up. You've got to pull wisdom in. That's why wisdom came to Jesus when he was baptized. This is why wisdom as a dove came back into Noah's Ark. It's a DNA shift, a grafting in. Wisdom has to come back. Wisdom will not share house with ego and pride energy, base chakra root stuff, Leviathan energy. Why am I sharing this video? Why am I sharing my knowledge? Why am I sharing this truth? Look inside. Stop looking at your brothers and sisters. It is Yah who causes strong delusion, and you're reasoning against his wisdom. This is just crazy thinking. Crazy. He's told me many years ago, it's not your job, Michelle, to wake people up. This is working against free will. He will send to you energetically who needs to hear what you have to say. This is why I do this every morning. I pray, Yah, send me who needs to hear. Then I'm speaking to ears that are ready to hear, a heart that, did Jesus do advertising? No, they flock to him. Light attracts light, right? So you've got to have a bit of light in your belly to hear what's coming out of my belly. And if I'm trying to force feed someone, this is religiosity. This is pride energy. This is why Leviathan lives in systems. And so, Mada, knowledge, is cunning, unawares, ignorantly. This is the Hebrew word for knowledge. And here we are in an egregore net of darkness, a web of darkness. Some call it the matrix, right? Unplug it. Unplug it from your head. Stop trying to wake people up. Stop trying to wake people up. The Spirit is the one that will wake people up. Yeah, Elijah just spoke. Dry bones live. What woke the bones up? What lives in the bones? The Spirit. This is why we blow shofar for full moon, new moon. The Spirit does the waking. It's DNA stuff. It's stem cell stuff. The grafting in. Right? So Chokmah is wisdom, a divine attribute of energy from above, from the sky, it says in Hebrew. Parent root is heat, high vibrational. You think you can mix high vibrational with low vibrational? This is Masonics. They cannot hear you. Silence. Love them. A true servant heart serves instead of force feeding. Yeah? You serve, you get your hands dirty. Let's pray today, Abba Father, send me somebody I can serve. Let it be somebody irritating to test me, to test that my mouth is shut, but my actions speak, for people remember how you made them feel. It's my message for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lifting your own frequencies so that you can hear. Bless you. Any questions or anyone want to say anything? Pop your camera on.